We are live coming to you from North Kakalaki, hashtag Dirty South. We got Natsman. He had to step away for 1 second, but I saw what time it was, and I saw we had some people waiting. So I thought I would get this puppy started. Good evening, Carlisle Battery. Yeah, I feel you, man. Like, I woke up, I had my clock set and everything when I went to bed, but I stayed up and watched USA play Britain last night. What's up, 3D? 3D been having some great content, great people on. Really enjoying what you're doing there on your channel, brother. If you haven't checked them out, check him. Both of those guys, great channels. Probably neither one gets the love they should be getting. So I stayed up and watched that. I had while waiting on that to get back on, had a big day of sports yesterday. Another big day today, but I've been trying to get stuff done. I'll have some news that we could all giggle about this week. So what I have yesterday, UVA played Carolina in baseball 2 games. Watched a little bit of the second game. They looked really good. They won first 2 of the 3-game series, and they lost the third game. UNC just kept robbing them. UVA get guys on, and UNC would just get out of the innings. And not so great plays. One of the craziest catches I've ever seen against the wall. If anybody gets a chance, it's got to be like top 10 plays of the week on MLB, or if they're even doing it anymore on ESPN. UNC catch, outfielder. He hits the ball. He's at the fence. He jumps at the fence. He's left-handed, right? So he jumps like this. The ball hits his glove, pops in the air. He hits the wall, starts falling down. And as he's falling, he happens to look up, sees the ball in the air, reaches out with his bare hand and catches it. I was like, you can't take that away from him. But I knew right then, and then Carolina comes in and scores 2 runs. Right then, I knew Virginia wasn't going to sweep them. So that was UVA's first loss, which was a little upsetting because what's up, Doc? UVA is ranked 17th in baseball, and UNC is ranked 14th. I know that'll change this week after that series because Virginia looked dominant in the first 2 games. Then Virginia played Duke last night basketball. I think we all know how that ended up. Virginia just couldn't get stuff going. I don't know if they choked big. They just look like nobody on their offense wanted to rock. You got to have a guy or two that wants the ball. And Virginia does not have that in those games. It was not good. So watch that. And then, like I said, I topped it off with Team USA, Great Britain. I watched Italy the night before with Mike Piazza. Piazza is a loss to our sport. He should be coaching somewhere in an organization. I know last week I think Natsman said he lives in Italy. I did not know that, but it's a lot of knowledge that's not being used in MLB. You could tell with that, even though Italy has a handful of players that play in organizations, in the major league organizations. They have the Fletcher brothers. I think they have Matt Harvey pitched a little bit for him the other night because they found some lineage. I'm going to yeah, he's got his bad news bears. He's got more than that shirt. He's got a nice jersey. Evening, Paul. And just to reiterate something, I think there's some confusion in WBC. You do not have to be born or a citizen of that country to in this particular tournament, because this tournament is run by MLB. It's not an international conglomerate. It's MLB. Go ahead, Natsman.
And Scott, you educated me on that last week. I was like probably a lot of other folks was like,
yeah. Don't get confused. This is not the Olympics. It's not international controlled. It's controlled by MLB. In the first few years they did this, the MLB ran around and it was begging people to take, heritage, 21andMe or whatever they're called, to find out where you were from. to see what was a handshake.
Nah, man, you do your DNA on that. If y'all
Yeah.
don't realize that, you do your DNA on that.
Now it's all foul.
Yeah, law enforcement pulls from those databases.
Yeah.
Not that you do anything
it's
wrong.
It's a good way. But they were doing that because trying to get guys, hey, will you go play there? Will you go play there? Freddie Freeman's playing for Canada because they're trying to get baseball on an international stage. It helped make Italy has a professional league that's backed by the MLB. MLB hired all the people in their front offices. I almost put in for a job for MLB in Italy. They had them on the MLB website when they were starting that league. I just
what was the job?
Pretty much like scoring and all that stuff, like doing things like somebody else that we're friends with. Kind of.
Is it too soon to ask? Did Ukraine and Russia play in the tournament against each other? Is that too soon? I'm sorry.
What was that?
Is it too soon to ask? Did Russia and Ukraine play each other in the baseball?
Yeah, it might be too soon. But but they also, that's why you have Britain has like Bahama players from the Bahamas, where in real international play that wouldn't happen. Curacao is playing for the Dutch Netherlands. International play or the Olympics, they're still their own countries. Just like Puerto Rico, under those rules, Puerto Rico should be playing an American under USA flag because they're a protectorate of ours. But that's they're just doing that to spread the sport around, to get the name of, and I think they rather have the Netherlands than Curacao, and trying to get European teams in this play in there. What's up, JD?
That goes on. Go ahead.
If you go to that site I showed last week, and all the team, I guess I should have outlined it. I didn't realize that people didn't realize that. But when you go to the team, who's on the teams, it'll tell you where they're born. It'll tell you USA. Even some of them even have them what organization they're in now. And it'll tell you like what if they're playing in what league. That's real nice breakdowns. But even though that happens, you got these like Japan is a really tight knit team, but they haven't. That's why I made I guess making a big deal out of Newt Bar being an American playing in a Japanese team. He's not Japanese. He is half Japanese by birth, but he is an American by birth. He was born in the United States. His father is American. His mother, I think, is trying to get full, but she's an American by marriage now. But she's trying to get in full
citizenship.
Yeah, but Newbar is full citizenship. He's never been anywhere else. So that's why I made that big deal. And he did. So you're saying Markakis played for Greece? He might have gotten dual citizenship. If you get dual, some guys do that so they can play in both ways. I've seen that for other sports as well.
The United States doesn't do dual citizenship. Right. Other countries will do dual citizenship, like Greece. Greece could say, "Yeah, okay, your parents, you can show a direct bloodline to Greece." Yeah, or just like Israel, Guam. I know Guam does it. Canada does
Israel had a big upset today. They came from behind and won against Nicaragua, but they have quite a few Major League ball players on their team.
I was surprised how many were playing.
Yeah, well, that's JD. That's a great point. These guys that go play at other places. I'll put this up. JD makes an excellent point. A lot of these guys, like the Fletcher brothers, Trace Thompson, that hit a home run against USA last night, playing for Great Britain. He's in the he
That
plays for the Dodgers,
I was
but he
paying
would never play
attention.
for Team USA. Those he will not.
I was paying attention to the picture for Japan that you were talking about. It may have been Carlisle Road that said it last week. Somebody was saying it last week to keep an eye on the picture with Japan. Whose last name I think starts with a G. I think.
Carlisle give it or Paul.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, somebody gave some good information on that player, and I've kept up. I'm like, oh my gosh, how
well
he's going to be playing MLB for sure. He's doing really well. Pretty sure that's the guy that they were talking about.
So right now, this is today's what we got going on today. So Australia's 2-1. Australia has gotten a professional. Well, Furman beat Virginia. They better not. Australia just got a major leagues, right? In the last 3-4 years. The year after they played that first opening series in Australia, they started a league there.
Like a legit league, yeah.
Yeah, so that's all been because of this tournament. So they're playing, the Czech Republic, who has a big win. I brought up Netherlands, and I was talking about how those guys might be a little bit out of their prime, but they're playing great ball. But none of them are born in the Netherlands. They were all from Curacao and Turkish and Turks or whatever, or even United States. I mean, Canada put it on Great Britain. They beat them in 7. Last night I was watching the Great Britain based in United States. Now, Great Britain has a young 20-year-old that's playing. How you doing, Amari? Great Britain has a young guy, 20-year-old that's in the Toronto. Man, he looks a lot like what's that kid's name that came up through Boston and now with the Benitez or whatever. He looked good, but Great Britain had a 48-year-old pitching to end the game for him. They said he's pitched more international games than anybody in Great Britain's history.
Good for him.
But the United States only won 6-2. It was 9 hits to 8 hits. I'm bringing all this up in a minute to show you something. So, but United States, I think United States was having a problem. Their timing was off when they were hitting. And I think it's because the guys from Great Britain's pitching, it's not major league level. So they were a lot of eephus pitches, off speed, and not too many coming up there at 95, I can tell you. And it just looked like, Trout missed one, struck out, and he missed the one before that. He was coming out of his shoes trying to hit it, fouled it straight back. You could just tell they were just missing it. Betts only had 1 hit. Turner had 2, I think. They were just a little off. Schwarber crushed one.
Is it sort of like if they were trying to hit a softball then?
It was just, you're sitting here playing preseason games at a major league level, and then all of a sudden you're turning around and you're going and playing Double-A ball. Not taking away from, because I couldn't hit those Great Britain guys. It would have looked like they looked like all-star pitchers if I was trying to hit them. So this guy just can't, those guys. And then I'm going to be worried on the other end is afterwards. Then they got to speed back their bats back up for Major League Baseball. Now that is softball. I have played softball tournaments, and then turn around and play in a baseball tournament in my older teenage days. And there's some issues there. You're trying to slow up, speed everything up. And it's different batting stances, but
I always
yeah,
found it difficult to hit a
David,
softball.
Dom Otani is just. I think we were talking last week about how we get this. I just want to show some. I wanted to point out some things before I go to the next screen on that one. So, Otani, we were talking last week. Will any of this change in the hobbies, any of these players? And I might have to change my answer to yes for one guy, Otani. Otani is doing what Otani does, but he's doing it on an international level. And if you watch those games over in Asia, it's like watching college football. It is amazing how those fans react. Our
Well,
fans
JD,
do that.
JD, text if you think because I know we know JD is a big Otani collector.
Well, he's got Otani up there. He said
Yeah.
something about Otani.
Yeah, that's why I was curious. JD, what's your thoughts since you PC him? What's your thoughts on him gaining momentum in the hobby with this?
I would, JD says baseball is the best position it's been in to start a season in a very long time. And I agree with that by one thing. How many fans that give a shit that was at the game last night? Now, they played at 9 o'clock Eastern. So what is that? Is that 7 o'clock in Arizona time for that game? But usually
they're central.
These
they're
WBC games in the United States do not draw
they're
crowds.
mountains. Yeah, 2 hours.
He says Otani for life. They do not draw very big crowds. And it wasn't a sellout or anything, not like what they're having in Asia, but they had a good crowd there. So tonight they're playing Mexico at 10, which I'm not too thrilled about. I'm gonna watch it. I mean, it ain't no big deal, 10 o'clock. But us people on the East Coast are not going to have, most of it. They're going to all miss it. You're sitting here trying to pump the game out. And I know you want it internationally, but you control when the United States plays. So why are you having them play at 10 o'clock at night in their bracket on home turf in Arizona when you could have had them in at any time today?
Yeah, and I think JD's right. I right to a certain extent. I would agree to that. I would say since the restrictions have been dropped, I think the year that it hit, spring training was just ending when the virus took off. And I can tell you at the Houston Nationals facility, they were selling games out. It was full stadiums, people waiting to get in. And when I went down to go see the Mets play, same thing. I mean, it was I was like, I always heard stories that it was just a bunch of old men, going to spring training ball. This was like going to a regular ball game and during the season.
And I know a lot of people go to spring training to autographs. The stars, they're all the autograph. You can get most of the players will sign in preseason.
Yeah, you go to the practice. Yeah, you go to like the day during the day practice, but like at the games, it's really hard to get them.
Right, you got to go to practices. Yeah,
yeah, but the games was packed. Yeah,
right, and I talked to Mike O for a little bit last night, talking to him about the Philly show, and other things, just national life, how we're doing. There you go. There's our boy. And he was saying, "Hey, Dave, what's going on, brother?"
What's up,
I'm
Dave?
gonna bring something up for Dave too. So Mike was saying how many team sets, because this set this year is so nice for getting cards signed. How the setup of the card is, and he's selling so many team sets. He knows when he looks at it and it's an Arizona address where the sets and their teams that are practicing or preseasons in Arizona League, and that he knows, what they're going for. So I just thought that was interesting, and I think, yeah, this season is. I can't wait for it. That's why I'm wound up for WBC, just because I think it's fun, and man, like all baseball right now is just good. Like, I guess you practice year round. These guys, this is all they do now. Hey, what's up, Bink?
What's up, Vinny?
Nice to see you tonight, Gary. I just think these guys, they no longer really play more than one sport for most of their lives, and the game is just nice to play. And yeah, and they've hit a lot of home runs, but last year the strikeouts started coming down a little bit. Balls were being put more in play. You're going to see that in this WBC. That's another reason why I like watching college ball too. But yeah,
some college ball.
Yeah. So, like I said, Virginia lost their first game this weekend to Carolina, but they won 2 out of 3. Now, what I want to bring up with Dave, while I got Dave on my mind here, I think he's in a Facebook group, but he is starting to put together a rookie list that he's selling to people. It makes it really nice to have a list of rookie cards of different players in a year and all that stuff. And that's how he collects. He likes to collect the main rookies in all the years. It's really nice. If you see it, give him a try. Look at it. He's got a couple of different things he's out testing right now. So if you want to post something up, Dave, to better describe what you got going. Dave has sent me stuff for McNeil, and he's helped me personally for this. I need to get with you with one other thing too, Dave. So Bink has Scott, all topic question, and I apologize. Nothing's all topic on here, Gary. Everything we can talk. We're just not allowed to talk about sandwiches because insert Revolution podcast would come after me. I'm not allowed to talk about sandwiches. Scott, all topic question, and I apologize. But what is the largest item SGC will holder, if you know off the top of your head? Will holder or holder at regular price? That's 2 different questions. Put it together in oversized order.
5x7 for sure.
Right. I know. So right now, 5x7s are an oversize. So you're going to be paying $100 right now to do that. The next size down, which is on their site, is below that. It's like, for some reason, 5x7 now I think is in their oversized class when it used to not be.
Yeah, and, it is. They did it just like PSA.
Okay. It's just hard to start thinking. In SGC now will do thick cards, but in how you said 5x7, I almost want to say that's $100 a card, and they'll do it. I don't think they're as crazy as Beckett, where they do like the really big stuff, like 8x10s and stuff. Oh, you got a 6x9 and 7x10. Yes.
I want to say they may even do. It seems like maybe at one time they did custom. It could be custom. You had to get in contact with them.
7x10 might be a custom. 6x9 is probably $100. They're gonna be $100, dude. I don't know if that's something that you're looking at. Over 3.5 by 5.5. There you go, Maury. Thank you for looking that up.
Thank you, sir.
That dude, one of the class acts of our community. Yeah, Gary. Right now, they're going to tell you it's because of a plastic shortage. That's what all of them are saying. PSA saying the same thing, because I think their oversized is like $75. I have some Gary Carters over here that I wanted to do for my registry.
Hopefully they come down. They went up. They were $100 too.
Yeah, I think they're 75. They're cheaper than SGC, and I have
Because I
some.
got that photo.
Because I mean, again, like this gives you any context, Gary. This is the biggest slab that they do at their regular price point. So this is a regular slab.
Was that a box topper card, the big one?
No, this is a post serial 1995 booklet that's laid out flat. Right now. That's probably one of my favorite cards I have.
Ooh, so that's how they do a booklet?
Yeah.
Ooh, we got to talk when we get off here.
Yeah, so I make sure I send it. Now, to make sure they do it like this, I send it in like this, right? So there is a size 4 card saver. Size 4. Man, okay, I'm getting jazzed up now, boys.
See, that one card I got for
See, this is like even bigger card saver. I don't have any 4s right now. I think all my 4s are put away with cards in them.
See, I want to get that Corey Seager done. That Corey Seager booklet I got.
Size 4. Okay. This is a size 4 card saver. This is the regular size card saver that you send in. So what you want to do when you got a booklet, Nats, man, is make sure in the size 4, you put your booklet open inside of it. I do that every time to make sure they know that's how I want it done. And when I found these size 4s, they're tough to find right now, and they're a little expensive. But if you're into oversized cards, Gary, heads up, yeah, 1990. Yeah, I think you'll be all right with that one, actually. See, these right here are going to be regular. If I send these into SGC, they'll be at the regular cost. These will not be oversized. Yeah, like so many penny arcade size exhibits are still regular price. Battery, you're not lying. And to get this, and I can tell you, getting the stuff that's right. Like I love these right here. They are. Some people have asked me about these. I've shown them in other tobacco card insert. So I just put one in there. I'm doing a lot of sporting. So it's got that is the size of the card right inside, but the actual plastic itself is a regular size plastic. I really like that than having a really small one, because then I had the same issue of having a small card that's in there. I like to have this, and I like to have them, and it really looks really good when all my cards are the same size. I hate small cards. Again, Mike O turned me on to this. Really helped me out with that. So I appreciate that. And then it goes right into my regular top loader, or goes into a sheet, or I can put it in to get sent off. There we go. This is what. So here's Dave here. You're not familiar. Dave is Dave's Midlife Card Crisis, who I'll be staying with at the National. Let's see. The spreadsheet ranges from 1900s through 2020. It contains every top rookie and every set that his rookies in is a rookie checklist, collection tracker, rookie database, or more. Yeah. And he has helped me with my Pete Alonso and McNeil stuff. Really, really good guy, and he's doing that Now it kind of was hard. Make a couple of dollars on the side. He's got a he's got a card addiction. He's trying to work on. Yeah. So right now, this is my favorite card and I really like this card too. Just a fun little George Washington.
Every now and again, when they get him talking on a cast, he'll talk about it, how he stored his cards too, which are pretty interesting. So,
who's that?
Dave.
Oh, Dave. Yeah, Dave. I can't wait for I've made him hang out quite a bit at the National as it is, but this time we're going to be close quarters, little beverages. He's going to have me laughing a lot. I can see it coming.
Getting the itch. I'm withdrawals. I got to get there.
We all do. Me and Mike were talking last night. How many people, even when you go to a card show or go into when I go into my local card shop, how many people in there do you think sit at home and when they're not collecting cards are watching YouTube videos about cards? All of us have an issue with it. Busted packs and drinking beer. I know we all have some issues with it, right? It's because it's not right. We love this on a different level. We might not spend money on it like addictions, but we do spend the time on it. Probably a little bit more than we should. But no harm, no foul with that. Now back to the show. Amari, they did your 71 Super, because I have 80s bigs. I guess they call them bigs. The 1980 and 81 big cards, and I could have sworn.
I remember those.
Right, I have a gray back that I want, and I could have swore it's $100. YouTube or eBay, usually both every day, right? How many people? Now I'm not on my YouTube channel, so I can't see. So I see how many we got here. I'm hoping that's how many likes I got right now. Let's start there. I'm gonna start fishing for them. So how many people in here right now check every day on eBay for their favorite player to see if it's something new? How about you, Nats, man?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How many times a day do you check your favorite player to see what's on there?
Well, since I'm home on FMLA, I would say easy 5 to 10 times a day.
Yeah, I know people that do every hour. You even have alerts. I have alerts for certain cards because those cards do not come up. I've yet to see 2 cards that I've been looking for Pete Alonso in the wild. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them in anybody's collection. I don't even know if they're really made, but I have alerts, and not only do I check eBay, if I hear anywhere selling cards, I start scouring those pages too. Because I won't pay anything, but man, those 2, I know I'm going to have to get the checkbook out, the credit card, whatever, to probably get those 2 if I want them in my collection. I'm not going to be degenerate in some of my house or anything, but I'm going to have to probably put some money on it. But I have yet to see it. One of them's the clear from 2018. I have yet to see the clear.
I can't recall that I've seen it ever.
I don't know of anybody that has seen that card. I've asked Eric. I've asked JT. JT goes to all those shows. I usually ask people when they're at shows all over the country to kind of keep one eye out for me.
So many people are holding that.
What's that?
I said, so many people are holding that.
Well,
and I know I'm the pot calling the kettle. I'm the pot calling the kettle black. I know it.
No,
but
that's how you know. You know,
because that's such a good product. I mean, that's
that
probably my
second
favorite.
series. So many sealed boxes are still out there because of that Tatis, and you know, and is Roberto in series 2 too? Robert
Um,
Lewis Robert.
no, he's in his rookie cards in 2020.
I'm thinking of Eloy Jimenez.
Eloy, yeah.
I'm interested to see. You know, he's on another team this year. What he does.
And I think the best looking
Thank you, Amari.
Independence Day card has got to be from
Oh,
2018.
really, Amari? What's that?
2018 Independence card.
Yes. Have you
Just
seen this
gorgeous.
year? Finally, Mike showed one on his. Oh, thanks, Dave. So I finally got to see an Independence card. They suck. It's red with white stars, no blue in it.
Did they
And
just take Upper Deck's version then?
that's what it looks like. Just it almost not Upper Deck, Don Ross. It looks more like the Don Ross, their Don Ross series. So plain and cheap looking. I was like, what happened? You went with the original 2018 with the color burst. Looked like such a beautiful card. It looked like we were celebrating Independence Day. It
like
was
fireworks flag. I mean,
yeah. And then yeah, doctor, I'm with you. I not only check, I have a handful of things I check at least once on my days I work, and in the day like today, pretty much every time I sit down, I usually look to see, you know, Pete Alonso, David Wright's autos. Those Pete. I'm down to just a very few Pete Alonso 475s, and I'm just, you know, I gotta have them now. It's just I don't have to have them at a right silly price. I know I'm gonna overpay, but just at this point, I gotten so many of them at very good prices.
It's hard. It's hard not picking them up because my strategy changed with my PC.
Right.
Being a lot more selective and stuff, and it's really hard because you see a good looking card, you're like, oh man, I got to get that one. Then next thing you know, you look at your eBay cart and you got $200 worth of $5 cards in there.
Well, I went on PWCC and I was going on there quite a bit. I'm probably going there this week, and that's such a good place to find some of like 90s inserts and stuff like that, pre-war. But I'm not in pre-war at all. But it's cool to look at them. I don't know what I'm looking at, but it's nice. I'm not trying to hide that at all. But it's for what there's a couple of Pete's that I'm really looking for. And somebody's asked me before. I've been thinking about what baseball card would be my bucket list item. And I don't know if I really I've been thinking about it ever since. Do you remember when I got asked that? Like, it's probably been a month. And I've been asked late. Like, I know in non-sport, I've talked about it before. Carrie Fisher.
For sure.
Carrie Fisher, auto.
Bobo Fett.
Yeah. Boba Fett. Carrie Fisher.
Jabba with Bobo with her in the picture too, or just in the suit with Jabba?
No, I just
or
want her. I want the one that all of us in the 80s, kids that grew up in the 80s, her in her slave uniform. There is an 8x10s out there that are well known that she autographed where she is off screen. That's not in the video, but she's playing in the water and got pictures taken that was on set. And she's autographed those. And I found those on eBay but no COA. It's hard to put that much money on something that's not certified, and that scared that I just couldn't do it. I just something in my gut was telling me it's not right. It's not right. Hey Ray, what's going on? Did you go to the show, Ray? Were you with everybody else? What card would be your hockey bucket list card? Well, I got one of them. That'd be the Gretzky rookie. But, you're in Canada. I heard everybody gets one of those for just being born there. So that's probably not a big deal for you. Probably right now would be the Ovechkin rookie card, Young Guns at this moment. I have a Mario Lemieux rookie. I have, that sucks. You're about the only one, Ray. I've seen pictures. I've been selling, trying to build funds for Michael Harris, Von Grissom, and Jordan Walker patch autos and rookies this year. Oh, okay. Yeah, believe it or not, so SGC has a special on 2023 cards right now. So I sent in a bunch to get graded. So I can start building some trade fodder for the National. Hey, Mike, what's up? JD, Amari, the Braves are loaded. Yeah, Braves are loaded. And just keep reloading. So what were we talking? Oh, yeah. So this is what I want to show also. One last thing. WBC, we haven't really talked about it that much tonight. One last thing on the WBC. So this is the way the standings look now. And the reason I was talking about points, flipping Scott 35. And I need to talk to you too, Mike. Hey, what's up, Don? Because we need some serious talk about that Pete card. So team Pool A. So I guess Cuba and Italy is moving on in Pool A. But look, everybody's tied at 2-2.
Surprising.
So there, if you look down here, there is you have to have a major in math to figure out who went. So they had to take how many runs they scored, divided by how many outs were in the game. So if they didn't bat in the last bottom of the ninth or whatever, to get an actual like runs per game. And then if they were still tied, they went to team batting averages. So it was like supposed to be easy. Like say Italy was tied with the Netherlands at 2-2. They would look to see who won head to head. But it was no way.
Wow.
I'm like looking at it going, how? And I would love to see how they came up with like who won that. That's why I was talking about the United States not scoring more runs than they did and stuff like that, because they also do that. So like if you only played 7 innings like Canada did today, beating Britain, they beat them like it was their 1776. Too soon?
That was worse than my too soon.
Canada's like, we can't fight on the battlefield, but we want to get away from you. But Canada, I mean, they got some actual MLB players, other than Trace Thompson. And also Great Britain. Is that the best you could do for your uniform? Did anybody see that? Mm-mm. It looked like they just got, some great hand-me-downs and somebody had block writ on their Great Britain. I was like, wow. Come on. Can we do better than that?
That's part of the game I like is nice looking uniforms.
But yeah, but some of them are not like Chinese tempeh. There's a kind of also on Topps.com right now, they're selling WBC cards.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Pre-order. stuff. So, it's going to be a little while because they had to wait to get what who was on the teams because they didn't announce who was on the teams till last week or a week before, and then to get the pictures and everything, it'll probably be a couple of weeks. But the funny thing is, they can get the printers to run these off, but it'll be next year before we get some other stuff. Cheap shit fun. Yeah. I mean,
sounds like that's a problem across the board. Everybody printing cards here lately. I saw somebody else complaining about.
Well,
smell of a card. They stung.
That's pretty cool. Amari says the Czech Republic is by far the most intriguing team. Teachers, firefighter, neurosurgeon, and construction workers. And they look like it. It looks like a beer league softball team. I was like, they're all overweight. I was like,
they're the Bush League. They're the Bush League guys. Yeah.
I'm like, my family. Where have you been?
They're the Bad News Bears of the turning in.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost as bad as Italy, and everybody has like the Dudley Doolittle mustache on, or Mario. They all, and the Great Britain guys, they were drinking tea. Italy has a espresso machine in their dugout. I mean, how cliche can we get on some of this stuff? I mean, when Italy gets on base, they're all doing stuff like.
That's
I'm gonna probably be canceled for just doing that.
I got a bowl of pasta here ready for you to throw the base, steal the base.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't make Mario noises when they're running from home to second. Ding, ding, bing. One up with the mushroom and stuff. It's just
somebody hit the Mario bell. We know there's a faster pitcher coming.
Yes,
I worked for the Astros.
I just it's kind of funny and like just
y'all know that's funny. Y'all know that's funny. Don't try that with me. Y'all know that's funny.
Yeah, it's been intriguing. It's fun to watch. Just really funny. I've also been noticing too, Nats, and I don't know if you've been noticing this. I still dabble with the occasional boxes. But I'm wondering, like, Allen & Gainer Chrome came out. That price of that box never went crazy after like the first day. It kind of went down. It's around $100 a box or whatever. Do you think it's because after Series 1 of this year is out, and now we're coming out with last year's product, is the for the rest of the products coming out from last year, is the sales the wind's taking out the sales of this product because it's a year later? Hey, what's up?
First I'll say what's up, and then to answer, I would agree with that. I think that's a fair, realistic analysis of what's probably going on. Just guessing. Everybody, that's one reason I'm not buying product. I'm not buying boxes and packs. I'm looking at cards,
right?
Individual player cards. I'm underwhelmed and disappointed with, they got, you got players cards where they're not even on the correct team.
Right.
And I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Well, I'm just going to throw it now that I got Amish Dave here. I'm just going to throw this up. This is not a baseball product, but I went to my LCS. Wasn't really looking to buy unless they had like a cheap Allen & Gainer, because usually they're cheaper than what's online. At Score More Sports Cards here in Winston-Salem, I bought an AEW 2021 Spectrum. Now, when this came out at their store, they had it for like $245, $250.
As I said, I thought it was like $300.
Yeah, I think it even online it was up to close to $300. I bought this for $130. All right. So the shine come off, AEW's falling. Is that it? I'm trying to figure out processing like what's going on, because the jumbo boxes went up for Series 1 this year. After the release, they went up. Hobby boxes stayed down. Everything else stayed down. But jumbo, I think, because you get that the autograph and you're going to get a lot of color in it, people really like that box and hanger boxes. But everything else kind of went down.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I was just trying to figure that out this week. Not really figure it, just making some opinions and
cause and effect.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's triple threads 385. Yeah, jumbo near me is 250 or more now. Yeah, that's so high end stuff still going to stay high end. Because that's what they bought that stuff at. They really not going to take a big loss on that stuff. I just don't know what the outcome is. If it's just so much product coming out that everybody's getting demolished on it. Because I can tell you what, I saw pictures from the Philly show. It was packed.
I'd be curious what Wax was going for at that show.
Yeah. Mike's going to have a hopefully, I haven't seen one come out yet. I know Ed's got his out talking about it, but Ed had to leave a little early. He had a scare. I'm going to blame it on Amish Dave because it was definitely somebody selling the old Dogecoin on his Instagram page. So it was kind of funny. Yeah, JD, that when you start talking about triple threads and that other stuff, that is where I get the singles. That's where I look for the Pete Alonsos, the David Wright legends and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I asked Ray. He wasn't there. He was the only one in Philly that was not at the show. He must have went shopping because he can go to the grocery store easily. Thanks for anytime. Reese promised me we will get a recap in the next few days. Oh, Reese is going to do one. All right. You heard it from Mike. Reese has promised to do a recap. I haven't seen a Reese video in a while. What's disappointing is video had nothing about how to get a Tesla. On his Instagram page, you got to follow his Instagram page. If you don't know, his Instagram got hacked while he was at the show. So, yeah, scary moment. I feel bad for the guy, but you gotta, fire and ice shouldn't be your edge. He needs to pick a better password.
I'm staying out of that
one. Well, it was funny. Dave messaged him on our little group text about it, and so I had to go look at it. I was like, "Oh, it's about Bitcoin." No, it is it. He's talking about Bitcoin.
Did you see the movie Clear and Present Danger back in the day?
Oh yeah, man, that was so long.
Do you remember the past when they were trying to break into the other deputy director's email, and the guy was going name, last name, birthday, kid's wife's name, dog's name, birthday, did it? And it was like within like 30 seconds he did some sort of combination like that. So I guess that's what they did.
Well, what was it? I wanted to remember saying box prices and player, and I was going to talk about it a little bit because with Dave on here, they did a great thing on how players retire and you keep on collecting, or how you collect a retired player. And I brought this up before when Syndergaard left because I liked Thor. I saw the handwriting on the wall. I saw the handwriting on the wall for DeGrom. And I stopped collecting them, I wasn't going to bring that up, but yeah. Do you get it like one day a month at your house It's a nice grunt card too. I was scratching my head till he explained, and that's why I pick up some rookie cards. You be scratching your head why I pick them up. I mean, why does a Mets fan have Mike Schmidt cards? Great, great ball player.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when a quick question for the universe, we can answer down below. Talk about it more next week. Is how when your player changes teams, a la Soto to the Padres, is when I was thinking about this. Or for me, I'm a huge my player right now that's playing is is Pete, and he could one day leave. What do you do? Do you keep collecting him? For me, it's how much I really like the player as a person more than the team that he's on. Because I collect Trout, have nothing to do with what team he's on. I collect Soto. I'll keep collecting Soto. The only time that I only draw back on some of those players is if they get to a particular team. Pete Crow Armstrong already left. Yeah. Left what? He's been gone from the Mets. Uh, uh, so, but if they go to the Yankees or the Dodgers, that's when I really have a tough time with. They're the two teams if one of those if that happens. Because I still like Mattingly to this day, but man, he just played on the wrong team for me to really collect him.
Yeah.
So are you going after Soto? And I've asked you this before, and I don't want to know if it's changed. So now that he's in a Padres uniform and moving forward, we'll see nothing but him in a Padres uniform. Are you going to be getting him in a Padres uniform?
Already got him in a Padres uniform.
Did you get the
already
short last year? That was going to be my question.
Yes,
I want it. I don't really think about it when I'm looking. I know it's out there. I don't know if I want to pay the price for it right now.
I was able to get it before it started going way up too. So
okay.
Fired.
Well, he hit a double today, so I'm sure probably quadrupled. But I just with those because when Thor left, that one kind of stung to me. DeGrom with his hurting. What's up, Purple? I just think that
Anthony Rendon hurt me. I PC'd Anthony Rendon.
And then that one hurt. Around and he's hurt for 2 years in a row. That took a lot of his for me because I was collecting him too. But when he left, I was like, oh, he's going to the Angels, not bad. I watch Angels games late at night. I have a baseball package, so I can do that stuff. But when he's hurt and he's not playing, he just moves farther and farther away from the front of your mind to I mean, I have a pecking order, and he just fell completely out of it.
I quit picking his. Yeah, I quit picking his. And I was working on Rainbow Series to include the Targets and the Walmarts, Emerald Greens, and all that. Those were the ones I was really looking for, and
right.
And got several of them, and still holding them. But I was just like, I don't know if he's coming back. I mean, honestly, realistically, full time, I don't. But he hurt. That was one that hurt. So when he went to the Angels, it hurt, and then he got hurt.
Well, I made the point that they let the wrong guy go. Strasburg winning MVP instead of Soto in that World Series was a travesty. Was the beginning of the end of the Nationals. That was you never put that much money into a pitcher. And I'm saying that as a Mets fan, and we got that much money in 2 pitchers.
And as a Nationals fan, I mean, and you know this too, a lot of y'all probably realize this, so it's to acquire, but the family, the owners of the Nationals do not want to pay the tax for going out, over their budget.
That's what they're.
Well, yeah, but at the time,
they're trying to get costs down to make their be easier to sell.
Well, at the time when they won the World Series, though, when they did that contract offer, they had money to pay both of them.
Right.
But they didn't. They consistently, the
Oh, they're
learners
not
have
like the
not
Mets
want.
owner.
No, the
Yeah.
learners are not about going over that tax. Yeah, they
Yeah.
definitely want to sell the team now. So
Well, that's a good way to end this one. Something to think about, something to talk about, something to maybe put down below. Thoughts on that? Yeah, I see that, Mike. It's how the player leaves. That does have a lot to do with it. Uh, you know, uh, I just, for me, it's how I feel about that player while he's there. David Wright, I would have collected him no matter what team he's on. I think I'm about the same way with Pete. I like Pete because he's funny. When he was in those uh, home run derbies, a lot of people were like, "Oh, he's not." He said some funny stuff. Nobody was really listening to him, and he was out there because he doubled his paycheck by winning those home run derbies. He was not getting paid what these other guys are getting paid. He's got a good paycheck now, but
I tell you, the Met spring training facility, they call it Little Shea, is what they were calling it up there. Like the guys that were up there. I'm
right.
telling you, that was one of the coolest ballparks I've been to in a long time. It made you feel like you went back into time and were like, you could hear everything going on at the plate,
Oh,
even with the
really?
crowd. Yeah, it was phenomenal. It was
Right.
just I had to throw that in,
Yep.
since you're the
Yeah,
Mets
that's
guy. So,
uh
I was,
one little thing I want to leave us on. Serious but not serious. Something my man here has been pushing everybody to do, and I am doing my thing to protect myself. Is this week I will be getting my colonoscopy done, uh, getting myself checked out. I am 51. I'm stressing to everyone else out there to do their part, and for not for yourself, but to just make your loved ones and everybody around you uh, feel at ease. This is something that kills a lot of especially males and can be what they say 75, 76% of them can be prevented,
yep.
um, in males and females. So I as much as I'm not looking forward to the end of this week, I'm gonna be me and my family will have some relief factor or knowing factor afterwards because uh, cancer is in my family. It's in my family right now with prostate cancer. So it's just something that
Definitely get you.
we have to do our checks. And the women out there, uh, do your woman, same way, go get your
Breast exams.
colonoscopy, get your breast exams. We got to be preventative in front of all this stuff. So none of us live healthy. We try to do our part. We all have our vices. And even the healthiest people out there have some type of issue. And none of us are born perfect and none of us live perfect. So do your due diligence out there, and the more you know. Oh, you gotta laugh a little bit.
Yep.
So I will be getting that done. So this week, and I didn't have all my videos this week, so I was having kidney stone issues at the end of this week. They're past. So until next time, like, share, tell a friend. Please subscribe if you haven't. See ya.
Peace.